Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dodge Reacts back with another video. Today we reacting to 10 most savage WWE lines that destroyed wrestlers. Don't we all love WWE and some savage promos? Let's check it out. But begin by like, comment, subscribe, share. We on the road to 100 subscribers. Feel like I've been saying that for a long time, but we gonna get there. We gonna push and wheel our way there. But let's get into the video.
Wrestling promos are usually civilized. Two people get into an argument, they start a feud, and they attempt to properly build up a match for a pay-per-view. There have been times, though, when these promos include some of the most brutal insults that I ever heard in WWE history. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 10 of the most savage WWE lines that destroyed their opponents, and I even have all the clips included in this video, so stay tuned for that. Coming in at number 10, we have the Human Vacuum Cleaner. In 2001, Edge won the King of the Ring tournament, and it would be the beginning of his WWE push during the end of the Attitude Era. Vince McMahon saw the talent and charisma in Edge before he even reached his full potential. On an episode of Raw after the King of the Ring pay-per-view, Edge came out with his tag team partner Christian as well as the commissioner William Regal. It was his official ceremony. Edge wanted to celebrate the fact that he was the new king of the WWE. Billy Gunn would then come out of nowhere, interrupt Edge, and cut a promo of his own complaining about not being featured in a tournament. And the promo that Billy Gunn cut was pretty bad, but it doesn't mean that Edge had to destroy him like this.
The King of the Ring used to be lit. I ain't gonna lie. King of the Ring, good old times. That, and when they used to do the Beat the Clock challenge. Glory days of wrestling. Like, I can't really watch now.
This is what Edge had to say.
You sound like a human vacuum cleaner, managing to both suck and blow at the same time.
Yo.
Number 9, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Versus kids. Heath Slater's former character revolved around being a family man and having kids. Slater would fight for a contract in the WWE because he had kids that he had to provide for, as many people do. Well, one day, Heath Slater decided to interrupt Brock Lesnar on an episode of Raw, and he said that in order for him to get a contract for his kids, he had to defeat Brock Lesnar in a match because that would guarantee a spot in the WWE. Brock Lesnar's response was savage and hilarious at the same time.
I don't give a about your kids.
Like, Heath Slater looking like I can't do nothing about this because he'll beat me if we get into a fight. But was Brock supposed to say this? But it's Brock. Even if he wasn't supposed to say this, what is WWE gonna do about it?
Number 8, rated R. In 2017, personal and private videos of Paige leaked out to the internet, and millions of people saw things that they weren't supposed to see. In one of those videos, we saw Xavier Woods and Paige getting intimate.
Where was I?
It was a shocking moment that caught everyone by surprise. I would have never thought that this...
Where was I when this happened? How did I miss this? And like, who leaked it?
Would have been mentioned on WWE TV, but it was by Jimmy Uso. You see, during the New Day and Usos feud, the tag teams would have a rap battle, and that is when Jimmy Uso decided to end Xavier Woods' life.
How do y'all know the difference between I still don't know the difference between the Uso brothers. One of them got a beard, one don't. But other than that, I don't know.
Everyone in the crowd didn't even know how to process it.
Just don't get all rated R like your boy Xavier Woods.
Oh, that's what he was. I remember hearing that line, but I didn't know what he was referring to.
What's happening?
Number 7, Paul Heyman versus Vince McMahon. Going back to 2001, and we got another savage line between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon. Before CM Punk cut his famous pipe bomb, Paul Heyman did it first in 2001. Vince McMahon gave Paul Heyman an open mic and allowed him to say whatever he wanted to. The result was one of the most savage lines about Vince McMahon himself. Here is what Paul Heyman said that people don't really talk about enough.
That I hate your stinking guts. You are the most disgusting, vile of a I've ever seen in my life.
Number 6, no apologies. This moment also takes place in 2001 during the build-up between the Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon feud. I suppose that 2001 was just a year full of savage moments. Anyways, the father and son had a broken relationship and they were beefing for quite some time. After a premeditative beatdown, Vince McMahon took a microphone to tell his son this.
I will never forgive your mother for giving birth to you.
No, I wouldn't do that, but like on a serious note, I'm not gonna view you the same after if you tell me that. I wouldn't view you the same afterwards. But
his emotions. Number 5, Big Boss Man's wish. The Big Boss Man and Big Show's feud is one of the most bizarre storylines created by the WWE during the Attitude Era. The company almost always plays that one moment in the cemetery where Big Show is literally hanging on his father's casket while it's being driven away by Big Boss Man. It is hilarious, and WWE have clearly taken pride in this humorous segment. However, not too many people talk about the Big Boss Man's savage line in his poem during his promo. I'll let you have a listen for yourself.
But if I could have a son as stupid as you, I'd have wished for cancer so I would die too.
Number 4, the Bella's womb. The Bella twins were feuding back in 2014 when Nikki Bella screwed over her sister during a match with Stephanie McMahon. Yes, I am fully aware that 2014 was such a weird year for the WWE. Anyways, after all that happened, they had a feud for themselves, and they even had a segment with Jerry Lawler on an episode of Raw. The premise of this segment was to have them work on their problems and hopefully solve it so they can go back to being the Bella twins and winning matches. Instead, Nikki Bella
I don't know them two apart either. Twins and telling them apart, I honestly
needed to get the microphone and destroy her sister with a savage insult that no person should say to anybody, let alone their sibling.
I have no sister. I wish you died in the womb.
Number 3, Taz versus God. Right now, Taz is on AEW completely destroying everyone whenever he has a chance to cut a promo. I honestly think the man is better than most of the roster when it comes to that. Before he was doing it in AEW though, he was doing the same thing in the WWF. On an episode of Raw, Taz came out to cut a promo on Jim Ross, and he made sure to roast the hell out of him in order to get over as a heel. As we know, Jim Ross has Bell's palsy. It's a condition that Vince McMahon has even mocked him about in the past. But Taz's insult just hits different. He did not hold back one bit, and he said this.
I'd love to slap you across your face, but it looks like God already beat me to it.
Dang.
Number 2, talent described by AJ Lee. Similar to her husband, AJ Lee was a master on the microphone and knew exactly.
Both of them been savage. I'm not gonna lie. Both of them been. I miss CM Punk in the WWE, but I think he should go back to wrestling. But I think they should go to AEW. I think both of them, because I mean, she wouldn't go back because he got fired on wedding day, and I don't think he would want to go back either. But like UFC obviously didn't pan out for him, so maybe AEW, fresh start. Yeah, I like that sound of that.
Exactly what to say when she was cutting a promo. It was actually her pipe bomb in 2013 when she really exploded as a single star in the women's division. Before that pipe bomb, she was honestly all with Daniel Bryan, Kane, CM Punk, and whatnot, but that solidified her as a top woman.
She was like one of those who her whole thing was being with different wrestlers, so yeah.
In the WWE in the women's division. On an episode of Raw, she had an encounter with the Bella twins, and she completely obliterated both women, completely disrespecting them in the process. You can tell that she actually had some sort of beef with the Bella twins and all the other divas. That's what I think.
It's about time somebody breaks it to the Bellas.
She was speaking from the heart, I ain't gonna lie.
Is not sexually transmitted.
how WWE allowed her to say this was actually kind of crazy. This is why so many people...
What if she what? I mean, what if she wasn't supposed to say that? But dang, that was
people love AJ Lee and why she ranks so high on many top 10 lists of the best women wrestlers. And number 1, Eddie is in hell. And the last entry on this list has to be the most savage and the most disrespectful thing that any wrestler has ever said in WWE history. Eddie Guerrero sadly passed away in 2005, and WWE took this tragedy and pushed Rey Mysterio into the world title picture for his cousin. It was an attempt to use a real-life situation and make fans feel a deep emotion. Well, on SmackDown, Randy Orton went into complete savage mode and said that Eddie was not up there in heaven. No, he was down there in hell. That was just uncalled for.
Eddie ain't in heaven.
See, look at the look on his face. Look at the look on his face. He did not want to say this, but Vince and whoever created this whoever created this angle, they made him say this. Cause look at the look, like after Eddie ain't in heaven. Like, oh, I don't want to say this. I don't mean this. Like the look on his face, you could tell he didn't want to say it, but like that was one of those savage moments that WWE planned. Cause I wouldn't picture Randy saying that. Like
Eddie's down there in hell.
And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for...
That's the end of the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. We on the road to 100 subscribers.